Hello there, you guys, and welcome to this second part of the Zwei Tanze from the Old Masters for Young Players series. Today we're going to be looking at the Menuett. A special warm welcome, though, before we get started, to those of you on Patreon. This is your weekly lesson, and there's a little picture that I've attached for you, and there's a link for you in the post, along with maybe some little blurbs from me. For those of you on YouTube, hello as well. You're just seeing this maybe 6 months later. All of the most current stuff is happening over on YouTube, and I'd love to see you there. Not YouTube, but it is on YouTube, but I mean Patreon. There's a link below, and eventually it just trickles out to YouTube. But if you'd like to be more focused in your practices and have a little lesson from me every week, I'd love to see you there. It's not that expensive, and there's all sorts of fun things that we do. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the Menuett. The Menuett is the second part of the Zwei Tanze, I should say, the two dances. So it's in C major, so we have no sharps, like we had 3 sharps in the previous one. Actually, maybe we're more in A minor. It looks like we're in A minor. That would make more sense. Often when you have 2 little dances, like a beret 1 or a beret 2, or in this case a beret and then a Menuett, they're kind of contrasting. So the first one that we did last week, it sounds joyful, but the second one, the Menuett, it has no sharps. So it could either be C major or it could be A minor. It sounds more dark, doesn't it? There's also a G sharp in there, which is the leading tone for A minor, and that would be really weird to have that in C major because G is the 5th scale degree of C major, and that would be really odd to raise the 5th scale degree out of all of them because it's one of the main pillar notes of music. So anyway, that's a little side note we don't need to go down. But let me play this for you. I'll skip the repeats and then we'll go through it together. So Menuett. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then the second ending. So anyway, that was just the abridged version. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the first part of the Menuett. So for those of you on Patreon, there's a picture. I've attached some of my scribbles here, so if you want to pull that up, you can do that. For those of you on YouTube, make sure you've clicked the link to the IMSLP so that you can find this and play along and follow along, put some scribbles in as well. So it starts piano, P for piano, con grazia. So we're going to play it with grace. And piano is easier to play a little bit closer to the fingerboard. Last lesson, we talked about how we're going to play all these dots. Every time we see a dot over the note, we're going to play it spiccato. So that's why I'm kind of brushing the string, kind of bouncing. There's not a dot on all the notes, just on a lot of them, so just kind of watch out for that. So let's go over to the fingerboard. A trill with grace notes. A crescendo. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do it again, a little faster maybe. 1, 2. Second ending. All right, now we'll look at the second half here. so lots of bow, and there's an accent. So I'm going to use my first finger and press the stick so that I get a little weight there. So it's the pop. There's also poco largamente written, which is slowly kind of lengthening the bow and the bow stroke and kind of slowing down. So we're going to widen everything. And then there's an odd tempo, so back to our original and back to that fingerboard maybe for the piano. To forte and an accent, so use first finger. Poco retard, slow down. Now we're going to go back to the repeat in the second line, kind of in the middle of the second line. Da capo, so then we would go back to the beret and you'd play through that one again with all the repeats and everything. So don't forget that these little etudes come with a piano part, so you can go and play these with a piano friend. They're so fun to have piano friends. They're one of the best friends that a musician can have because there's so many things for instrument and piano. So anyways, I hope you had fun, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you especially to those of you on Patreon and on YouTube for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care.